d'amitié de plus de 10 ans. Crapote ta chicha entouré de tes bebeux, capote sans chichi, gros U quand le. Tu veux mon bien, y'a pas de sous-ça et je veux pas mon bien. Trop souvent sous sky, j'ai fait du mal à petit cœur fragile. Je suis très calme et quand je parle j'agis en fer.
Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Leddy. Yo, welcome to So Serious Gaming. And man, this 1.8 trailer is just so good. If you haven't seen it, I will play it for you right now.
We fought to save our city, but the fight is far from over. West Side Pier. Our enemies are regrouping, and worse, they're working together. They've decided that we are their common enemy. We only have one option. Do whatever it takes. Whoever we're up against, to take back the West Side Pier.
I told you, right? It is hype time. And if you've seen my previous video, I did a video like breaking down like the cryptic tweets and everything. Literally everything I predicted in that video was revealed in this trailer, man. I am so happy about that. But I'm not here to talk specifically, well, I am kind of here to talk about the trailer, but what I wanted to bring you guys was some information that nobody else has got, and right at this moment, nobody else can give you. The reason I've waited until this time in order to upload this video and release it to the public is because I'm waiting for my sources, and my source was an ETF member and he was under NDA until, well, when you're hearing this video, it will be today. So I was waiting for it to get to today in order to upload this video, so he was no longer under NDA and there was no risk of any repercussions on his part. So, what information do I have for you guys? Well, as we all know, they are opening up the West Pier area, which is what I said was going to happen. You know, the only way you can get to the aircraft carrier is if they open up the west, that little section where the piers are. So, what did he say? Well, the first thing he says to me was regarding the PvE mode. He goes, it's waves of NPCs that progressively get more difficult and more aggressive. He then goes on to talk about skirmish briefly. He says skirmish is 4v4 small arena PvP, absolutely no NPCs, and has normalized stats. So what this means is, like Last Stand, it doesn't matter what your gear stats are, it will maximize those stats regardless, so everybody is on an even playing field. He then also says, now he doesn't go into too much detail on these things, but he does confirm a new incursion is 100% happening. There's going to be some more story. He doesn't say how much, he just says some more story. So what this probably means is that there's probably going to be some kind of missions relating to the storyline. Because if we're opening up a new section of the map, there's no good just having that one, that one section for a PvE. It would make sense to have some more story that's accessible in that area. And there will be 2 new LZ bosses, which again makes sense if you're going to open up that section of the map. And it's, okay, in comparison to the whole map, it is relatively small. But at the same time, with the size of it, you have to think there's going to be underground, there's going to be above ground, there's things you can go in and out of and things like that. And I know there was a video went up in April I tried to contact the guy to see if I could use the video, but I couldn't get in touch with him, so I'm not going to use his footage for obvious reasons. But he basically glitched out of the map in that area, and in this video he takes a tour around it. And this was back in April. There was, you know, the civilian NPCs in the area walking around in this non-playable area. Everything was laid out perfectly. He found a safe house in there. He found loot boxes and a bunch of other things that were technically you can pick up or collect, but he couldn't do it because obviously it's non-playable. So all this kind of fits in with what is being said here, you know, new story missions, new LZ bosses and things like that. So what else did he have for us? He then goes on to mention there will be new weapons, gear and exotics. That was all he said initially, but I pressed him for a little bit more. And then he turns around and goes, one word, RCP-90. You remember the P90, right? Now, we know already that Massive don't always pay for the rights to use the name of the gun, so they kind of changed the name a little bit. Which kind of makes sense. RCP-90 is the P90. Which I'm pretty hyped about, man. I am actually pretty hyped. Imagine that with like the D3 build or something. That's going to be awesome. He then goes on to say, or how would you like the Spaz shotgun or the 50 cal? That's right, guys, you heard it here first. Spaz shotgun and the 50 cal is coming to 1.8. Man, I can't wait. And my assumption is that like these are going to be exotics. You know, obviously he's not giving away too many details because he wants to leave some kind of element of surprise, I'm assuming. And obviously as well, with the fact that when he was at the ETF, it was for 1.7, I would assume the information that they did get for 1.8 would be enough that they needed kind of thing, but they would also be limited to how much information they got. And to kind of confirm that is like this next bit, because he basically says there's no details on that yet. They are waiting for the 1.8 PTS to release these details. So he mentions the Seeker set is coming this time, and he also mentions Hunter's Faith rework will be in, as well as the rest of the classified sets, which makes sense. You know, it's for us to have a PTS, we need to test all these new gears, you know, the classified 5 and 6 piece bonuses or whatever they've got, and obviously test the gear sets, make sure they're balanced, and the weapons and things like that. And when I asked him, you know, nice, any sneak details on the talents for the Seeker set, he just said not yet. They are waiting for the PTS to reveal the talents. So I'm hyped, man. I'm not gonna lie, I am hyped. That is like all the information he's given me so far. But I think that's enough to say that this is the update we've been needing for quite some time. And I knew this update was going to be big. Like I say, when I'd made that last video breaking down the cryptic tweets, it was there had to be more to it than what we were thinking. There had to be more than just that incursion. And I did say a PvP arena thing was probably in the works in regards to the DZ references, which would kind of make sense because we've all wanted a 4v4 PvP arena, and we kind of knew it was going to be, we knew there'd be an incursion. There's pretty much always an incursion in every update that has some form of actual content. And I don't know, I kind of felt like with these, with the factions being hinted at teaming up, I did kind of feel like a horde mode would be coming in, which again would make sense. It's a new mode, it's something different that we don't have yet, and that makes sense because it helps to keep the community engaged with something new to play within the game. So I'm hyped, man. I do not know about you guys, but I am officially hyped. I mean, let's just recap this, right? This is a free update. This is a free update. We don't need to pay for this. And what are we getting? We're getting a section of the map open up. We're getting a horde mode, which is a completely new PvE mode. We're getting a new incursion. We're getting new LZ bosses. We're getting new story missions. We're getting, you know, the P90, the Spaz 12, the 50 cal. I don't know if there's any more new weapons. These are just the ones that he's hinted to me. We've got the Seeker set coming. We're getting Hunter's Faith needed a rework, and we're getting that. I know that's already in the game, but still, you know, it's a part of the update, and it's something that needed doing. And if it's done nicely, that will technically mean there is a new gear set that is now viable for us all to use. So it would technically be something new, because it's something that not very many people use at the moment. Because let's face it, it is not very good. It is not very good. And then he didn't really say anything regarding, like, you know, exotics specifically. He just mentioned exotics, and then he was talking about those guns. So I'm not sure if those guns are the exotics or if they're just some of the exotics. But, man, I'm hyped, man. But yo, guys, I'm going to wrap it up there. I just wanted to inform you guys of, you know, what to expect for 1.8, and just... yeah, man, just continue this hype train, because as I'm sure you know, like, it is real this time. People are actually excited about this update. It's needed. This level of content has been needed for quite some time, and the fact that it's free, I'm really happy about that. So I've got to say, hats off to Massive on this one, and I'm really looking forward to
exiting the contaminated area.
Let me know in the comments below what you think, and yeah, don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button, subscribe if you want to see more awesome content like this, all the videos, and you guys have an awesome day. And remember, when the salt starts flowing, just ask them, why so serious?